You're a fast shooter.
Well, I just don't ever believe I might get it right on the first go-round. We're here in the new Leica stairway at the headquarters, and it's really a cool place. And with me is Jesko. You're the product manager, and please say your full name, because I know I want to do it justice.
It's a difficult one, even for German people. It's Jesko von Oenhausen.
And you're the product manager for the M line.
Yes, for the M system.
And we're specifically going to discuss the M10, which, as you've seen, I've been using quite a bit of, and I really like it. But there's a story behind the M10, and at a certain point a while back, Jesko will tell us about this, there's a decision made to make an M10. And not an M240 or a 242 or a 260. You went back to the M nomenclature and so forth, but you decided what was going to go into the M10. And I think it's kind of interesting because it's not so much where that went in, but maybe that came out. So tell us a little bit about how this started.
Yeah, of course, that's not the case that we started in one day and we immediately didn't know, where to go. Yeah, it was really a process. So maybe I started a little more early because back in 2013, when the M Type 240 came out, it was our most popular main product. So we tried to reach as many customers as possible with that camera. So we put in every feature that made somehow sense for a rangefinder camera. And video additionally, and a lot of other things. So after that camera was launched, we were making up our minds what's next. So to have a new generation of a camera, we need like 3 or 4 years to develop from the first idea on. So we initially had to make up our minds what's next. So in that time, we were thinking the live view function on the M Type 240 is very popular and very helpful to get new possibilities for wide-angle lenses and telephoto lenses. So we wanted to put features like this into the camera too.
So you started with wanting to put a lot of things into it.
Yes, right. We wanted to continue with that, but at the same time we were starting developing a camera like the SL, and we figured out that this is also a good opportunity to sharpen our product profiles, to have the camera like the SL for people that do want video and fast cameras. And on the other hand, when we have this kind of camera in our lineup, we can concentrate on what an M camera is really made for. So we also took some surveys with our customers to find out what their desires and needs are. So it figured out that the most popular wish is to have a camera that is thinner and smaller, like an analog camera. So this was by like 9 out of 10 people that we were asking, what's your biggest wish? It was that. We readjusted our specifications and our projects to make that happen, to really get the strongest need of our customers to make this thin camera.
So you had to work with a lot of engineers along the way, but you made some significant other design changes.
Yeah, right. A clear result out of these customer surveys was that they want less than more functions. Not everything that's possible built in, but maybe reduce a little more to what M is made for initially.
This is such a bold move. When you told me about this, is the fact that you were willing to take things out of the development process, which is almost unheard of, but this is what customers were asking for. Now, mind you, as you said, and let's make sure our viewers understand this, a lot of that was with the consideration that there was an answer and another solution with the SL. So, you started taking things away. You took buttons away?
Yeah, we took buttons away, we took some functions away, we took plugs away to make it really solid. Tethered shooting was possible with the M Type 240 with an additional hand grip, but it was not the perfect professional tethered shooting solution. So now we have the SL, which makes that in a very professional way. And the camera M10 is now as pure as it was before.
Now, I can only imagine, there must have been some interesting meetings where people were going, "What? You can't do that."
Yes, right.
How did somebody had to lead the charge?
Yeah.
So you led the charge, and let me correct, tell me the story if it's wrong or right, different ways, but you led the charge on behalf of the customer.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, of course you get a lot of ideas and influences from everywhere because the Leica community is a very enthusiastic and familiar one, but you get, as a product manager, a lot of desires and suggestions where to go and what to put in and what not. So we really focused on professional customer service to get a list and validation of all these ideas to find out which is the right way to go, and figured out that it was the right way as we get feedback from
my hat is off to you because I know what that must be like. I applaud it because, number one, this camera is like selling so much you can't get it. So you obviously made some right choices. You went back to the customer, which I think is important. You went back to the heritage. All the dials you need to operate this camera are right here. I see my ISO, my shutter speed, my f-stop, my focus. I can actually see the feet have real firm stop on infinity. I mean, there's so many things that are nice about it. But on the back of the camera too, you've decided to really simplify things.
Yeah,
so
right.
Therefore, while you might take some things away, you also improved on some things in regards to the interface.
Yes, right. For example, the delete button. We always had a delete button. We were always believing it's mandatory. But in this customer service, we found out that M customers, they don't delete on the camera. They just want to shoot. They want to be ready for shooting, and that's the most important thing. So this was one of these detailed decisions that we could do. Okay, it doesn't need an O button.
And you've kept the traditional plate on the bottom. I mean, that's been on the Leica camera forever. I'm sure you had a choice to change that also, right?
Yeah, we're questioning this with every generation again to find out if there's a solution that's so solid as this, maybe with a door. But we always get back to that bottom plate.
Excellent.
That makes it so robust.
Well, I think it's an interesting story, and for all of those of you that are doing your own photography or involved in different things, sometimes you just kind of got to stop and walk away from the forest and see the trees and realize that, maybe we don't have to do all of that. Maybe there's a simpler way to do it, and maybe there's a way to actually remember what we're doing and do it, for our hearts, our minds, and our souls, and our photography.
And sometimes it's important to experience the ideas. When I think about the ISO dial, we made the M60 without the display. So we added this ISO dial on that camera. And while using that camera, we found out that this makes it so much more joyful to have all the photographic parameters under control, under mechanical control. So this is how we came up with the idea of the ISO dial, for example. This was one thing that was not requested by customers by themselves, but we found out that this is a great joy to improve the camera. So
yeah, but you also kind of put a dial or a knob here where there used to be one on, as a film rewind lever. So it was kind of clever. So some really cool things. Now, for those of you that just want to make sure you understand, you can get an add-on electronic viewfinder, so you have electronic viewfinder capability with the camera. So this really is a photographer's camera. Simple, easy. I want to say, nice job.
Thank you.
It's a great story. I appreciate you sharing it with us. And remember, sometimes we've just got to not put all the buttons on there and be worried about all the dials and knobs and all the things. But remember what it is that makes our photography. And you did that here, and obviously you must have taken a beating here and there, a few things along the way, but my hat's off to you for making the proper decisions and making it go that way. So we'll come back on another segment soon. I'll see you on the Luminous Landscape.